Wholeness, everyone. Uh, I just decided to do a little video here. I not too long, not too long woke up, um, and I've been experiencing a lot of very interesting dreams. They come like movies, most often, um, in different camera angles. They come in full color, sound, the works, everything. And recently, I started doing certain types of meditations in terms of like creating a like focusing my own consciousness around uh, my environment, allowing it to expand more. I have been doing that for a while, but essentially bringing it from the ground up again and seeing the changes again, like I explained, the plateaus and then the peaks and valleys. So you reach a peak and then you come down. You don't necessarily most often get brought right down to where you first started originally. You're maybe you would maybe come at like a certain point, so it would come up like this and then it would maybe stop here. Yeah, you would move up again after a while, and maybe I wanted to leave, maybe add into that. There are some times where people may hit like a real what they call like a rock bottom. In some cases, that could occur due to some type of maybe experience. Some people call it being spiritually wounded. That also occurs as well, where some people have to start right over from the start, from the beginning. Um, I try to remember if I had an experience like that. Maybe while I was in college. Um, yeah, going completely unconscious. Maybe I think actually yeah. When I first when I first woke up in consciousness, I started off had a near death experience, and I after well a car accident I was involved in, a part of it was due to me even like doubting myself, doubting or not trusting that intuition. So my intuitive consciousness or awareness told me, yo, don't you know, don't go on in the road at that time. Um, and I got in an accident. Car hit my side, my door. Um, I think the car that hit was completely written off, right, totaled, and I didn't have a scratch on me. The driver was okay, just had a little pain in his chest. But yeah, after that, I definitely took notice of that sense that I was feeling before that accident, and I started to pay attention in a huge way, to the point where like I would get confirmations of some of the things that I was receiving, some of the messages, some of the feelings that I was having. The feelings were so strong; they were like a voice speaking to me, right? And when I went to, I think at that time I was now leaving. I think that would be equivalent to high school. Um, I went into work for a bit before I went to college, maybe about a year, and yeah, I got into the vices of life, right? Started going to bars, drinking, all that stuff. So it then kind of like lowered my frequency, but the intuition, some of the confirmations that I received were things like a time I was on a construct because I was working on a construction site, and I lost my headphones. Yeah, and my headphones. I was looking around in in the office, the area where I was working, and um, it had me a little upset because my headphones, right, or a piece of the headphones, and I remember walking on the site, just walking around, and getting this feeling. It was like a buzz, like a vibration in my body, right, and heard a voice. Look down and start digging, and I mean, I just followed the voice. Like I just followed it. Like that was, and I started digging with my feet, and within like a few seconds, within the sand was a piece of the headphones that were missing. Probably previously, walking on the site, it drop out my ear or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that was another confirmation. And again, it was so clear. I was so trusting of it. I could walk across the street without looking. And if that voice told me that I was good, I doing it. Yeah? And so eventually that started to go away, and of course I missed it, right? I noticed it gone, and that actually brought me, well, maybe after a while, because I think I started like getting into like going to bars, drinking, eating all kind of different foods and thing. um yeah, and so in between, and I guess it wasn't a long period, so in between that period maybe of that year, and maybe about the my second year of college, which would have probably been, I think, about maybe 3 years or so, or 2 years, right? um Spanned my not necessarily rock bottom phase, but because I was still aware of it, in terms of like still not maybe getting the messages but missing it. And yeah, so right, and in itself that would have been a peak out. But others receive it different, others experience different. Some people may get a real bad spiritual experience and they're like, I done with this, I going back to where I was. So you know and there are those, but I don't even then, like, I don't even think that they even themselves go back to like where they were completely, because you can't forget certain things. Even though we do tend to forget some things, so some things I did kind of forgotten. um yeah, but mm, yeah, so plateau phase, we got the peaks, the valleys. um and so that was a little quick, so right, so just block, just put that in a little segment. That was a a little tangent, right? Backstory. um I may have put this video as a two-part thing, so it's not too long, right? But um yeah, so the my dreams recently, I started kind of like, I was reading some stuff on the Monroe Institute, and they actually had this whole thing about asking, to experience, or asking to receive certain information that is pertinent to your journey here right now, in this life right now. And I started doing that. um as well as started practicing like the hemisync meditations a bit, just to see how it, how it goes. I usually tend to like download certain types of modalities and then add mix a bit, depending on what it is, and create a version of, yeah, a version of it that, because I mean I kind of like reverse engineer stuff a bit, yeah. um all based on my own consciousness, my spirit, connected into all that, yeah. So started asking for more information, and I started getting these very interesting dreams. Some of the dreams as well too. I can't remember if I would have mentioned before. I do receive certain types of precog dreams, so I would get certain things, certain information, um, like pertinent to what's going on now, especially with the whole, what do I call it? You gotta be so careful with these words. As my door. Um, CV-19. Yeah, right. And not just that, but in itself, like the catalyst of what that is. It is a catalyst for a certain type of transformation that's occurring on the earth, and or within the consciousness, because again, we co-create this reality. So yeah, last night I had a movie type dream of um, three main characters, main protagonists, just doing the thing, like a Robin Hood kind of thing. I don't know what that means, but yeah, kind of like vigilantes that helping people. Um, they're dealing with a lot of the syndicates that are out there. Um, kind of like converting the energy, transmuting the energy into something more beneficial for the whole. Yeah. So yeah. So I guess I don't know if to leave it there, but um, the energetic signals that are coming in right now are reaching a max point, a maximum point of amplitude, and will be descending into the planetary spheres momentarily. The shifts are that are taking place right now physically on the earth will be a transitionary phase into a new, I'm hearing wing, a new wing, or a new flight of possibility for humanity. hmm Yeah. So right. So that's the same. The feeling, the voice, the energy. I kind of like take like get like energy. Maybe from again those who may be watching in the future, who may be watching now. Um, from the environment itself, from the earth, the collective. Um, and I see it as layers, so you can take it to be like different types of layers. And yeah, I basically hear this. There's a undertoning voice that is within maybe even my voice that I'm speaking now, so it sounds just like me. At times it would sound like a female voice. um but yeah, like a it's so hard to explain, but when I'm speaking, I can either choose to speak what that inner voice is saying, like, um, repeat what it's saying, so it comes like seconds or like just very like you know, you can easily miss it. Or I speak, you know. Well, I guess the other my I guess that would be my human self interpreting or trying to translate like what my soul is speaking instead of like just speaking what my soul is speaking, if that makes sense, right? So it's a bit difficult sometimes to, especially for someone like me, or for most people, right? That would be kind of logical. My background is in engineering, so a lot of that is to those a lot of those that are in that field. A lot of that stuff, like intuitive stuff, would be illogical. um, but I may be wrong. I may be misrepresenting, people that are in engineering, and those who are in engineering may want to uh, explain a bit, right? Because I mean, you do experience some. I think most people have experienced some level of intuitive intervention at some point in their life. I would hope, right? Where something doesn't feel right, right? And so, yeah, tune into your dreams. This is an opportunity right now, within the collective, as we've entered these eclipse quarters, to actually again like build. We just building upon like certain things, certain types of energies. We're allowing for a clearing, right? A recalibration, a renewal, and we're recycling certain energies that would have worked for us previously. We're upcycling certain energies that would be present within us now. We are, uh, just like any dream that I had with the Robin Hood type characters. I'm gonna find a different representation for that experience. It was pretty interesting, but transmuting, right? Cosmic translators of, and then see, I hear different words that aren't really in my vocabulary, and if you don't like, if you think about it too hard, you're not gonna say the words because it don't make sense. But um, and then you tend to block the message. See, so I just did that. You just observed that, yeah. So, but yeah, it's all intuitive field. Tapping into or learning to tap into it by listening to your body. A lot of people's messages would come differently, so it doesn't have to come as a voice. Some people may see certain things, so they may get flashes of images. You may just feel something, right? And your brain, your logical aspect, or let's just say the brain, would translate that to mean something for you. Yeah. So for me, that's how it started out, and I believe that's how it is right now as well too, right? But I am able to also have a connection, or make a connection to it being like a voice that is speaking to me, but it's a feeling initially, right? So, uh, yeah, I running on 19 minutes right now. 19 minutes. All right, so 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna split it. Uh, I think I can just leave it. But yeah, right now is a time to really tap into your energetic system, to really, really feel into who you are. Ask those pertinent questions about yourself. Really tap into your imagination, feel into the energetic system, um, and your consciousness will guide you. Ask for the guidance, and your consciousness will guide you through the process. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Remember the peaks and valleys. Honor them. Right. Honor the shift. Honor the changes. Um, they're there for a reason. We go through certain things for a reason. The real, I guess, the deeper sense of it is to really understand why, or yeah, how to actually transmute or translate the cosmic message that we're experiencing in the out picturing into something that we're able to then utilize to draw wisdom from. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it there. I hope everyone is doing great, or as best as you can be. Yeah. Given these times, um, things are gonna look up. Things are going to be far different. Um, I guess I could say it depends on the conscious or the quantum choices that we've made. Um, and a lot of it ties into a lot of the inner work as well too. Yeah, so I could talk about that in another one. I got a lot of things that we could talk about. So, but if you want me to talk about anything, if you have any questions, you could leave them in the comments. You could join my Telegram page as well. So I'm gonna leave that in the description. But it is Unified Energetics on Telegram. Hey guys, get Telegram. Download Telegram. Real thing. Given everything that's going on these other platforms, a lot of people are using Telegram and other types of like library and stuff like that to get their messages across, because things are getting it's pretty wild. They're getting real wild, right? And eventually there may be a like a communication blackout. So yeah, so it's not all the time that I'm gonna be posting here. Um, but I do try to make time to do some posts on Telegram, right? Um, so yeah, so I will see you on the flip side.